Tia Div, Agaswalcha Di, Terra Incogweirdo, Mokarjas. Hello and welcome to Tarot Incogweirdo, my friends, and another edition of Tarot Incogweirdo. Today I want to address some of the comments that have been showing up in the two videos that I've put out so far about Dezi Freeman, the manhunt out of Porepunkah, Australia, and some of the comments, quite a few, are speculating that this is a deep op, that it never happened, that Dezi never killed the two police officers, and that this is all some kind of story that's being concocted by the Victoria Police. Some people are saying that he's already dead, and that the police know it. And you know, so on the face of it, some other people are saying things like, well, what about the huge state funeral for the two fallen police officers and all of the people that attended that, and their families, and so on and so forth. So as usual, there is a divide between those who believe that the incident actually occurred and those who believe that it did not occur. So I thought, let's ask the cards, right? Okay. So that's what's happening today. Okay. So I hope everybody's doing good out there. Happy fall for the northern hemisphere, and happy spring for the southern hemisphere. We're almost there. 22nd is the equinox, be it autumnal equinox or the vernal equinox. Okay. So happy upcoming equinox to everyone. Okay, so the question for the cards will be, first off, let's just ask plain and simple, did Dezi Freeman actually commit the act that they are accusing him of murdering two policemen from the Victoria Police Department? Well, it's a territorial department, I would assume. It's not like around here. In America, it's a little different. So anyway, the question is, did Dezi actually commit these crimes and actually kill these two police officers? So I have no opinion on this either way. It's not my job to have opinions on these things, okay? I'm trying hard to just stay neutral, and just, you know, my job's to try to read the cards as clearly and without interspersing my opinion, okay? So, did Dezi Freeman commit the two murders for which he has been accused? Okay. So the first card is nature of the question. Got Isis upright. Reason for asking is Scarab reversed. There she is again. Factors to be considered is Hathor. Advice, solution, or comment given is water. And the outcome is air. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Okay, so Isis falls in the nature of the question, and Isis is the maternal card for the deck. So the nature of the question, and this is a family card, was Dezi accused of killing these two police officers who indeed were family men. Also, there's, this occurred on the family, on Desmond's family compound. So the nature of the question, it involves something that occurred in sight of his family, or at least that's what we're being told. Okay, reason for asking. Okay, so scarab upside down often denotes straight up death. Scarab is a card for rebirth. So when it comes up reversed, and of course it depends on your question, but I asked if he was accused of killing 2 people, and that is why we have scarab here reversed. Now, factors to be considered is Hathor. Now, Hathor is a couple things. It's like all the cards, but it talks about how you reflect life, because it's the mirror of Hathor, the magical mirror, and how what you do and say and put out into the world is reflected back at you. And Hathor has come up a bunch, and in different situations in this case, and most of the time I've found it to try to be pointing to a person who I believe had assisted him originally in hiding, or at least allowed him to hide within proximity, if not on their land, which the cards were saying were abutting the rental property that he has in Porepunkah. Factors to be considered in this case is, okay, I'm reading this in this case as Dezi had put forth into the universe his beliefs. He's a doomsday prepper, and he is very anti-establishment. And what this is saying is the energy that he put out has been turned around against him. So it's getting reflected back at him right now. So at least this card is indicating that he is receiving a backlash for something that he put out into the universe, which would mean that he did kill the 2 officers, and the manhunt is being reflected back on him. Okay, so solution, advice, or comment given. Did Dezi commit these 2 murders? Okay, well, we have water here, and that indicates a very fluid and changeable situation. And I'm gonna break out the book here to see if there isn't something that will jump out at me. This is what I like to do, because usually there's sentences or phrases that will jump out on you. Let's see. Interesting. So, okay, so immediately the first thing that pops out to me is one of the first sentences in the description. Water shows how we reflect life, rather like the moon in astrology. So, again, we're talking about how Dezi's actions are being reflected back on him, and that the situation itself is still fluid and moving, which we know because the manhunt still continues. Okay, so the outcome. This is the outcome. Did Dezi actually commit these murders for which he has been which has been alleged. So let's see. Again, air is a card for movement, and it's a card for communication at all levels. So let's see. So in terms of how this is all going to play out, just like this card can also indicate, this is a very unfixed situation, movable and changeable. So and air denotes travel. Okay, and that has come up a few times as well, that Dezi is attempting to flee the country. Okay, so what I am seeing here, especially with these two reflective cards, that as Dezi has put out into the universe, so it is coming back to him. And in this way, I am reading that he has committed these two murders, and it is not a police or government deep up. Okay, so that is what I get from this. Now, 100% open to everyone's opinion. So if this doesn't convince you, which is 100% fine, then please discuss politely amongst yourselves in the comments below. Because if you believe that it's a deep op, like someone said she had screenshots of texts and stuff that she said she would send to me, and I do believe I responded, please send them to me. However, I haven't gotten them. But if you want to present any of that information, like if the person who talked to me about the screenshots, if you send them to me, I can read off of them. I can, is he full of shit, or is he telling the truth? Like I said, I don't have any opinion here, people. So let's, foster a respectful conversation about this subject, and the cards are tending towards he's getting what he asked for. Okay, what he put out is coming back to him. However, again, if you don't agree, I am more than happy to entertain your opinions and your ideas. And if you have specific questions regarding this, send it in, and I'll do those readings. Okay, so at this point, I guess we need to find out if Dezi is... I'm gonna make a bold assumption here that he's still alive. I don't want to do that reading again, because I keep doing that reading every week. And hang on, my husband is, who is a coffee addict, is filling up the water and tiptoeing around the kitchen. So go ahead, honey, make noise. Okay, coffee is important, people. Maybe you don't agree with me on that, but that's my reality. So no shade on my husband or anyone else who's making coffee. All right, so I don't really think that I'm going to read again if he's alive, but what I am going to read is if he is... Well, this appears to be saying that he's trying to get out of the country. So let's find out if he's already out of the country. Okay, so I am going to, God willing, pause the video and not turn it off. And I will put the cards back together, and I will be back in a moment. Oh, wait, watch. Oh, the hand. Oh, it's supposed to cover it. There you go. Okay, welcome back. Alrighty, we now would like to know, I would like to know, cards, I'm sure the police would like to know, and everybody else who's attempting to find this guy. Has Dezi successfully gotten out of the country? Is he no longer on the continent of Australia? Not an island, but a continent. Is Dezi off of the Australian continent as we speak? Okay. Did he flee successfully and get off of the island? I mean, continent. Confusing myself. Very normal. Happens every day. Okay, so Dezi, have you left Australia successfully? Okay. Nature of the question. Crick and flail, upright. Reason for asking. Uraeus, upright. Factors to be considered. Fire upside down. That would be fire reversed. Solution, advice, comment given. Set upside down. Outcome. Water upside down. Okay, well, no. The answer is no. I mean, I can tell. None of these cards would be here. Reason for ask. Nature of the question is a legal question. Did a fugitive or someone who is the subject of a manhunt, whether it's still an alleged crime at this point, people. So it's legal. This is authority. This is legality. Nature of the question. Reason for asking is that we want the truth, we want wisdom, we want answers. Okay, so fire reversed. Okay, that is never good. And it seems that he's tried, which is what I'm getting from fire reversed, but it did not happen. So let's try to get a little more. Okay, so in my last reading, there was this thing about it seemed like perhaps he had an accomplice whom they fell out, and it looked as though he may have. Okay, this is just the cards, all right, people. So he may have potentially harmed this person, either on purpose or not on purpose, because nobody knows the situation, okay? But that's what the cards were looking like that it was a female again, and I just feel like it was the person that's been showing up all along as being a person who lived nearby and shielded him for a time. I feel like it was a couple, but the woman was more sympathetic to Dezi and may have hid him without her husband knowing it. Now, I am seeing here disloyalty to friends, so I think that and losing your temper, leading to harm. Okay, so that's kind of the same thing. So I think it's possible that the disloyalty, like the person that he came to for help, then tried to turn on him, and in his attempt to stop them, he may have harmed this person again, intentionally or unintentionally. Okay, just no way to know. But disloyalty in terms of getting out of the country, he faced disloyalty and losing your temper, creating a volatile situation. Okay, so solution, advice, or comment given is set reversed. Okay, this can mean death. Okay, it can mean death, but it means problems at every level as well. So let's see. Okay. yeah, again, we're talking about, okay, a personal enemy or someone who does not wish well the person that is the subject of the reading. So again, it's sort of reflecting this, that someone that was originally helping him turned against him. We're supposed to get him out of the country, but he didn't. And that would completely be backed up by this reversed water, which means just all kinds of trouble in water crossings, okay? So you can't get off of Australia without crossing the water, okay? So what I'm seeing here is that because of someone who was originally on his side turning against him, his plans to get out of the country were foiled, okay? So last card, hopefully, that I'm going to turn. Sorry, here's the deck. So you can see that I'm not snaking it from somewhere in the middle of the deck. Just give you an idea where he is. Okay. Nephetis reverse. Nephetis is all things hidden, okay? So Nephetis reversed. Let's see if we can sort of extrapolate a place, a physical place from Nephetis reversed. And stuff like this could be trying to give you a hint in the terms of the name of the town or the area or a mountain or a river or something close and nearby him. So let's see what jumps out. Okay, so it's where are you? Okay, so this is talking about disassociation, like disassociated personalities. So, and also drug production. Okay. So, okay. So this is why I do this. Okay. So I look at everything and then this is where, you know, where the reader, the person who's reading the cards comes in, and where you have to allow your intuition to open up. And everything that I'm seeing here is making me believe that where he is, this property, the people who live upon it and are known to be drug producers, okay? Illegal. It would be, you know, we're not talking about people in a vineyard making wine or something. You know, we're talking about illegal drug production. So it appears that he is on a property that is known, the people who live there are known for illegal drug production. This one I want to get a number. Okay, kilometers. How many kilometers from the bus in Porepunkah where this incident took place? How many kilometers? Okay, 4 people. That is close. So the first time I think I asked about distances, I got 21. So I was extrapolating 20 to 21 kilometers from where the incident took place, but according to this, he may be a lot closer, and People Best is a family card. All right, so if you are part of Dezi's family, and you know someone in your family who is engaged in illegal drug production, who lives close to Dezi, I suggest that is where you look. And please let me know in the comments if anyone knows that this situation actually occurs. And I don't know. It's very doubtful that any of this information is getting to the Victoria Police. Some police departments are really willing to work with psychics and others aren't. But that is my best guess. And we are repeating themes here over and over, which is also an indication that, you're on the right track. Just popped in my head, is he going to be found? We get twins reversed. Is he going to be found? Twins reversed. So man or woman who loves making trouble and stirring up the pot. It indicates legal troubles as well. So I'm gonna say yes, that he will be found. How long? 19. Okay, so when you go for numbers, okay, with tarot, it could be any combination of this, okay? So it's 19, so 8 has come up before as an important number, but 9 plus 1 is 10. So this could be 19 hours, 19 days, weeks, years, months, it just, that's why I don't engage in like trying to pull numbers forward, because it's a little bit too much out there. But 19 to 20, am I feeling days? Am I feeling I don't know, I'm just feeling like this is going to go on for a while more. That it will eventually resolve, but I don't feel like it's going to wrap up in the next 19 minutes or 19 hours. Maybe 19 days. That would probably be the best case scenario. Okay, people, I'm going to call it for the day. Sorry, these two cards. I'm going to call it for the day with this. And again, I encourage communication between Incogweirdos about your theories, respectful communication. Everybody's been great. Nobody's been rude. Well, there's one guy that was rude, but that was towards me directly, so I don't care. I don't care about that. Just be nice to each other. Be excellent to each other, no matter what your opinions are. It's a big problem on the planet today that people can't let other people have their opinions and talk about them like an adult. So just a suggestion, like, let's have a conversation instead of trying to kill each other. Just a thought. Okay, so I'm going to end there for today, and I want to thank you very much for joining us here on Terra Incogweirdo, the land where para is normal. Please send in your questions for the tarot deck or your stories of the strange and paranormal, because that's where my heart lies. Auntie Angie would love your weird stories. Give them to me. Give me a weirdness. Bring it in and let me read it to everyone. You can be anonymous, Not everyone has been doing this as long as I have and really doesn't care. If people think that I'm weird, that's been happening my whole life. So why should I care? I have to go forth and find joy like anyone else. So send in your, tell me you don't want to be named. Fine. I don't care. We just love those stories of the strange and paranormal. And I'm more than happy to do readings about missing persons and paranormal mysteries and such. Okay, so send them in to me at tara.incogweirdo@gmail.com. All right, my beloved and beautiful Incogweirdos, we'll see you next time, and until then, bring the light and be excellent to each other. All right, Salang go fa. I love you very much. Bye-bye.